Hi, this is Nicholas Bell with IONCINEMA, here to review An American Pickle, the first solo directorial effort of Brandon Trost, who previously directed with his brother the 2011 film The FP, but is actually better known as a prolific cinematographer. He's lensed quite a few Seth Rogen films, as well as Marielle Heller's Can You Ever Forgive Me recently. An American Pickle stars Seth Rogen in dual roles. It starts off in a made-up Eastern European country in 1919 called Schlupsk, in which Herschel Greenbaum, Seth Rogen, finds love with Sarah Snook, but just as they become married, the Cossacks come in and murder everybody. Remember, this is World War I is going on in this time. They migrate to Ellis Island, and they find a spot in Brooklyn. Her dream is to be wealthy enough to own her own tombstone one day. His is to have seltzer water. He finds a job working as a rat killer in a pickle factory, but then one day he falls into a vat of brine that is sealed just as the building is condemned, and then a century later that building remains untouched until some boys fly a drone into it by accident, unlock the vat, and there is Herschel alive and well. The scientific community is able to explain, kind of in a funny bit that's off camera, the science behind why he was able to survive being pickled. And basically he's shuttered off to his only living relative, his great-grandson, or his great-great-grandson, Ben, also played by Seth Rogen, who lives in Brooklyn and is developing an app that's meant to determine how ethical are the products that we buy. Things go about as normal until the dramatic action of the film is both of these circumstances drive both these men to kind of be at odds and be enemies for a while, with Herschel becoming an artisanal pickler on the streets of Brooklyn, and whose fame and fortune rises in social media, with Ben trying to take him down, which leads to a deportation, etc., etc. It's strangely a film that it's based on a short story by Simon Rich, who also wrote the screenplay, an SNL writer, and you get the sense that all these principals have worked together before, and this was probably more entertaining for them to make than it is to watch, because there aren't really a lot of laughs. Rogen as Herschel is very entertaining, and it would have been nice, it's just a lot of Seth Rogen, which is fine, but it would have been nice to see how his energy bounced off somebody else as Ben, because Ben is just a composite of Seth Rogen that we're very familiar with. A lot of notables in the supporting cast, including Elliot Glazer, Kalen Allen, Sean Whalen from The People Under the Stairs, Marcia Stephanie Blake shows up as a health inspector with nothing to do, and even Sarah Snook, who does have a couple chuckles in there in the very beginning. I felt, it's kind of underutilized. We've seen this kind of plot mechanism used before, of course, the Pauly Shore, Brendan Fraser comedy Encino Man, which wouldn't exist without Fred Scapisi's The Iceman from 1984. The suspension of disbelief isn't held at bay enough by what's going on. It's just really not entertaining enough. And some of the parallels with 1919 and 2019, this could have been a much more sophisticated dark comedy, but it simply isn't. Instead, the message seems to be we have to embrace our past and know our heritage in order how to progress, but both of those kind of entities need to work together, is what it seems like An American Pickle is about. Overall, I would give the film 2.5 out of 5 stars. Thank you.
Hey, this is Eric from IONCINEMA.com. If you want to support us, subscribe below. For more reviews, interviews, film festival coverage from Sundance, Cannes, Toronto, you want to check out these guys on this side.